Hi everybody, and welcome to Plastic Models by Regular Dude. It is April 3rd, and I figured I'd do my end of March, beginning of April update 2019. Take a look and see some of the stuff that's come in over the last month, and what I got accomplished, and what's coming up. So, as far as what is on the bench, right now I am working on the Dragon SDKFZ 251/17 Ausführung D half track that I got from my friend H.G. Barnes, and here's where it sits so far. I've got all of the components painted. I still have to do the detail paint for the tires and the wheels and running gear in the back, and I also have to prime and paint the tracks. But I'm getting kind of close on this one, so once I get I have to shoot some brown on this, and that'll finish that off, and then I can start doing some final assembly, work on the decals, and then start working on some weathering and stuff. So that one's getting close. Then the next project I'm going to actually start is the A10 Thunderbolt 2 by Monogram 1/48 scale, the 1995 boxing. I did an intro to that earlier or later last month, so you can check that out if you want. Mainly I just wanted to talk about a couple of items I got this month in the mail, and that's the ejection seat set for A10, and then the GAU 8 Avenger gun tip and pitot tube for this kit. And as I mentioned, this kit's going to be kind of an ongoing project. I'm not going to dive into it and try and knock it all out at once. I really want to take some time on this one and work on it slowly but surely and do a decent job on it. But even though it's an older kit, it's still considered one of the best as far as, you know, accuracy and shape and all that kind of stuff. You know, it is older technology, so there's going to be some seam lines and stuff like that, and there's raised panel lines, but none of that bothers me. I'm cool with it. So anyway, that's the next kit I'm actually going to start. But again, I'm not going to just plow through this, so I'm going to be doing some other stuff at the same time. Now, something else I want to work on a little bit this month, and I want to get it wrapped up, is this kit here. I started this as a buddy build with Peter Person some time back, and we were both building the same kit, and we were going to do some figures and stuff like that, just kind of doing a buddy build. But he had another bout with leukemia, so he was out, and he just really lost interest in it, and he just was not feeling up to it. And you know, I can see why. I mean, that's not something to mess around with. So but I pressed on with it, and I'm going to continue to finish it up, and it's basically done. All I have to do now is do the primer. I need to prime it, and I need to prime the tracks. These are Kaizen tracks. I've mentioned them a lot in some other videos, and I got to say that I really like the Kaizen tracks. As you can see, they're really super flexible and workable. They're just really nice tracks, and the nice thing about them is they're workable. They're not as heavy as like Fruels or some of the other stuff like that, but they really add a lot, because you can get nice track sag, you know, for this type of vehicle. As you can see, they just really limp, for lack of a better term. They're just really super flexible. The detail is really nice. The cleanup is almost non-existent on these things. It's just a matter of cutting off the sprue contact points from the injection process, and you're good to go. They take paint really well. They stay flexible. Nice thing is putting them, you know, whenever you're putting them onto the vehicle after you're, you know, as one of the final steps, It's just a matter of slipping the pin through and you're good to go. But really like these tracks, so I will be priming those, getting those ready. So I just want to wrap this one up. It's been on the bench for a really long time. Well, not on the bench, but on the shelf of waiting to be finished for a really long time, and I want to get it wrapped up. So there's that one that I'm going to work on, do some primer and paint on that. And then I was kind of torn. I'm kind of still am. I've got the M47 that I want to do in German markings from the film Battle of the Bulge. I've got that one to do, and it's kind of a toss-up between building that one in its entirety or getting started on this one. This is the one that Patrick Schaefer sent to me, and man, it's a really super nice kit. I've been reading a ton of stuff on King Tigers and everything else, and I'm just not, you know, I'm kind of torn if I want to do that M47 or if I want to go ahead and jump into this, because this is a really cool kit. So I'm just gonna kind of have to see. And you know, I've done this before, and you know, I think I'll do it again. Tell me what you guys think. Should I do the M47 next or the King Tiger? I'm not gonna say that I'm for sure gonna do what everybody says, because you know, it's just gonna depend on how I feel after I get that half track done and get started on that A10. But it's gonna be one of those two kits, I think. So tell me what you think. And as far as King Tiger goes, I did order a barrel for it. I think this is the RB Models barrel. I got it from Sprue Brothers, but it's a really nice barrel. Super good detail. I've gotten their barrels before and I like them. This one's for this particular kit, so should work out really good. Something else I ordered, I've been wanting to get some, is the brown oxide primer by MIG, Ammo by MIG, the one-shot primer. And apparently this is the same exact primer as Stynylrez. It's just bottled for Ammo by MIG, and I've used it already. I used it on the half track, and I gotta say that the stuff sprays really good. I never really have to change my air pressure to use this or the Stynylrez. A lot of people say that it's kind of thick and it's kind of hard to use, and you have to really crank up the pressure on your airbrush, and people asking if, you know, to thin it and blah blah blah. I've been fortunate in that I have not had any problems. I generally run everything, unless I'm doing camouflage, I generally run everything about 15-16 PSI with my CO2 cylinder, and you know, I haven't had any issues with it. And I mainly use this for shooting primer. Now I've used my Pache single action siphon feed. I've used it for shooting primer on bigger projects, but on something smaller like this, I tend to like to stick with this one right here. This has got a 0.4 needle in it, and I gotta say it works really well, and I don't have any problems with tip dry or anything like that. So if you haven't given Stynylrez or One Shot or UMP, also Ultimate Modeling Products, they also sell it, I believe, under their label. If you haven't tried it and you want to try an acrylic, this stuff works really well. And the reason I like this over, say, Vallejo primer is the Vallejo is more of a vinyl-y type stuff. It coats really nice and has a really super good finish. But there have been some people that have had problems with it lifting off if they do masking. If you have to sand it. I'm not saying it can't be done, but I personally have never heard of anybody successfully sanding this. It more like peels it off. It doesn't sand smooth. You know, it's a good primer, but You know, I have problems with it clogging the airbrush sometimes, get some tip dry and stuff like that. And I don't have that problem with this. And this stuff is sandable once it dries and everything else. And I like the color of the brown oxide, so that'll come in handy on the King Tiger. But that's really all I got in the mail this month as far as new stuff. So that's basically it. That is that's the wrap up for last month and what's coming up this month. So you know, let me know what your thoughts are on that M47 or King Tiger thing. And again, you know, I may get 50 people, 50 comments. That's funny. But I may get a majority saying one thing or the other, but I may not actually do it. Just kind of wondering what your thoughts are, because the M47 is going to be a really cool project, but the King Tiger, that's a really cool kit, and that would be a long-term project. I think that one's going to kind of be like the A10. I'm going to work on it quite a bit, and then maybe set it aside and do some other stuff. Anyway, that's kind of the idea and the plan right now. So anyway, that is pretty much it. Finishing up the German half track and starting the A10 and another kit and see what happens. So as always, thanks for watching my update here and watching my channel. I appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comments section down below. If any tips, if anybody's built any of those kits that I mentioned, the A10 or the M47 or the King Tiger, and have any tips or you know, warnings or anything like that, please put them in the comments below, and I'll check those out and I'll reply as quick as I can. So I think that is it, everybody. Thanks again for watching Plastic Models by a Regular Dude in the end of March, beginning of April update. As always, I will see you later.